What is going on? Are we live now? It says I'm live. I'm going to bring up the chat here. If I can remember how to figure this out. If you can hear me, let me know who's on live and who's in the chat. Love to know. Edit as I'm figuring things out. Okay, I see we got a few people watching here now. I'm just going to bring up, I can't see your chat yet, so live control room. That's what we want. Not at Tim Hortons. Didn't have time to grab the coffee, but made some, threw it in my Tim Hortons mug. We're going to start things off on a very, interesting topic, little rant. Hey, Ollie's first, my man. Anthony Miller, Melissa, great to see you. Steven, hey, it's great to see you guys. Pop out chat. Here we go. All right. I guess you guys can hear and see me okay. I assume we'll officially get started in a few minutes here. And all right. I wonder if I can do this. How are you guys doing? So we are going to focus. We're doing keyword research. That's going to be the main focus for today. I'm going to go in. You can give me some keywords to test out, to check. I'm going to tell you whether or not I think they're profitable, whether or not I publish a book in them, what twists you could do with them. We'll do a little bit of analysis of how to look for keywords and stuff like that as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm just doing something on the back end here. So just give me 1 second. I might have to put that on hold. Oops. No, it's the community. All right, whatever. It's all good. I'll play around with that later. But all right, got 18 people here. Live streams. All right, I love it. I don't know. I wonder if I can make you love it. Ollie, I have given you the power. Use it wisely, my friend. You're now a moderator. All right. Hey, so are you guys ready to get going? Liam, hey, how are you doing? Does anyone know if this is... No, it will be available on the channel later. It'll be available on the channel later. HF Levard. That looks French. But yeah, no, it'll be... All the live streams are up on the channel later. I believe I also have a playlist of all the live streams. So you can just hit the playlist and go check out, previous live streams. So it's all good. It's all good. In the train, gonna miss it. Yeah, you're definitely probably in France if you're on a train, right? Or somewhere in Europe. Okay, cool. Christopher, hey, great to see you. Intermittent fasting for women. Yeah, we'll take a look at that one. So let me just see if I can remember how to share my screen here. Make sure that's working good. Okay. Where do we want to go? We want to go share screen, application window. Okay, so does this mean you can't see me now? So do I disappear? Or can you still see me in the corner here? Oh, looks like maybe you can still see me in the corner. So can you still see me in the corner? Let me know in the chat really quick. Because I want to talk to you guys about something first. And Jacob, what's going on? Can't see you. We can't see. Okay, so so I guess that turns my camera off when we do that. So okay, no worries. So what I'm going to do is we're going to hold off on the screen share for right now. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit, and girls, and we are going to. And then we'll dive into things. So just to confirm, though, you could see like it was the incognito browser, right? When I disappeared, you could see that. Just want to make sure that's working. So we can jump into that in a second. So here's the deal. I want to know right now, okay? First off, those of you who come to Cancun on this list, excited to see you in Cancun in a couple weeks. We are less than 30 days away and cannot freaking wait. This is going to be freaking awesome. If you don't know about the Cancun Mastermind, it's September 6th to the 9th. All the top people in the industry in the publishing space are going to be there. And it's just going to be 3-4 days of immersion, getting to know each other, helping people grow their business, and literally it'll change your life. We have people coming from all over the world. We're limiting it to just 20 people, 20 publishers. We're almost signed out. Who just signed up? They bought who was it? Just got an email from somebody signing up. Keisha Armstrong just signed up and bought I think it was the VIP ticket. VIP ticket for the Cancun Mastermind. $750 for that ticket. Tickets start at $400. But depending on what you want, you can get the VIP or the Premier. No, Premier is sold out. But go check that out. I'll put the link here. It'll also be, if you're watching this on the replay, it'll be in the description as well. So that's number one I wanted to talk about. Number two is this. Okay, here's the deal. All right, Liam, no worries. We'll have it again next year. Okay, here's the deal. Does anybody not have this book? Like, if you're on the live stream, if you're watching this post, do you not have this book yet? This is the self-publishing blueprint. Now, the only reason, if you're in the course already, you don't need the book. But any of you who are not officially my students inside my self-publishing blueprint, do you not have this book? Kim Hamilton, guilty. Okay. You know what? I appreciate you owning up and saying that. Barazan, Steve Martin. No, okay. So here's the deal. I came out with this for one reason and for one reason only. I understand that not everybody can, when I started publishing, I didn't have any money saved up really. I had $300, but I didn't have a ton of extra cash to blow on a course, right? Or to invest in a course rather. So I always wanted to give people the same opportunity I did to start at as little as cost as possible to get into the whole publishing game, because it had such an impact on my life. So, as I grew my course, I knew it was never always going to be $97. Those of you who've been following me from the beginning, you might have got in. I think Ollie got in when it was $97. Now the course is $397. And I get it. Not everybody has $400 to invest in a course that will show you step by step, how to grow and scale your business. So I came out with the self-publishing blueprint. It's basically the first version of my course. And $97 cruise signing in. And what this is, it's literally everything that I did myself to make my first $1,000 online with Kindle Publishing. But here's the deal. It's a free book. I've printed 500 of these, and you just cover the shipping. We'll ship it anywhere in the world. The shipping is it's like $9 or $10. I can't remember. We'll ship it anywhere in the world. If you're outside of the States, I highly, highly suggest you just get the ebook instead. It's $5. And you will learn everything you need to have a structure on how to publish successfully online with Kindle Publishing. Let me drop the links in here really quickly for you. The blueprint. .com. Okay. And if you want the ebook, there's the ebook version. Okay. Cool. Awesome. So joined the course a week ago or two. Yeah. Liam, you're like brand new. I remember. Yeah. So can you give me the book as a gift? I already have. Just pay for the shipping. This is my gift to you. It's free. Just cover the shipping and it's yours. And, there's what's the deal with free stuff, right? Like, why can't it be totally free? If you have no skin in the game, you're not going to take anything seriously. When you invest money on stuff, you take your business a bit more seriously. Whether it's $5 or whether it's like, 3,000-4,000 that some people are paying to come to the Cancun Mastermind. Once you have some skin in the game, you take your business more seriously. But it's this book. You have no idea. Those of you who are outside of my course, the value of this book right now Okay. So in here, we're going to get into the rant. And, you guys and girls, you know me. And I promise we're going to do keyword stuff in a second. But I was talking to somebody today and it just really pissed me off. And he's in the Facebook group. I don't know if he is going to watch us. Okay, hold on. I got to Barazan. Am I saying your name right? Phonetically spell it if I'm not. Man, I have 1,000 books, but I don't know how to benefit from it. You have 1,000. What do you mean? Like 1,000 books you don't read? You have 1,000 books on your thing, like on your dashboard? Clear that up. And here's the deal. If you're publishing right now and you're publishing books, and maybe Barazat, you can relate to this, right? You're publishing. And you're not taking a course. You haven't taken a course. You are literally like walking up and down the highway with blindfolds on, right? This is your guide. This is your guide. If you're not ready to invest, just at least get this, because this will do so much for you. You have no idea. I saw somebody in our Facebook group, in our free Facebook group. And so one of the things that I like to pride myself in, I'm not politically correct at all. I think being politically correct is I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I just say the shit that's on my mind. Whether or not you like it, I don't really care, because I am who I am. Like, for example, if you call me an African American, I'll call you a pussy. I'm a black man. Don't give me that African American bullshit. I'm a black man. Okay? You a white person, you Chinese, you Indian. I ain't gonna cover it up with this political correctness. That ain't me. If you want somebody political correct, go watch somebody else's channel. Go watch Fox News. I will tell you how it is. And here's a thing I've noticed with any Nigerians on here, other than half of me. We got any Nigerians here? I've noticed this mostly with Nigerians. Okay? And these are the people that when you publish right, people living in Nigeria, in India, in the Philippines, in other third world countries, developing countries, all right? If you publish right and you do this the right way from the beginning, you will have the opportunity to change your life and impact your family and yourself faster and greater than any of us living over here in the States or in Canada, or I'm in Mexico, but I throw Mexico in with third world countries, than any of us would have. Because we like $100,000 a year for us. It's like you're just out of poverty, but making $100,000 over there, you're living like a king. But here's the problem, and I don't know why this happens. It might be a belief or it might be a thing, but somebody posted in our group about, is it okay to use Canva to create my covers? And I replied, yes, if you don't want to sell any of your books. And I see this over and over and over again, specifically with people from those countries. You do not use Canva. You do not create your own book covers under any circumstances. You are just shooting yourself in the foot. You might as well stop publishing and go try something else, because you're not going to sell books. Your cover will 110% fucking suck. It will. You have to pony up and pay somebody $5 bloody American dollars to make a semi-professional looking cover that will sell books. So John Craven, I'm glad you made it. You just have to pony up. Do not design your own covers. And I don't know why, like I said, it must be a cultural thing or a mentality belief or something, but you have to break through that, because you thinking about designing your own cover is the reason why you're making zero money with Kindle publishing. And lo and behold, it comes back to this. If you're not making any Barazan, right? Hey, bud. So do you have my book yet? You say you have thousands of books, but they're not doing anything. One, do you have this? Right? Do you have this? I'm just trying to think. I've published 30 books only for now. So you've published 30 books, but I thought you said, man, I have thousands of books, but I don't know how to benefit from them. Really confused on what you said. You went from 1,000 to 30. Hey, William. No, you don't have this. Well, that's your problem. You don't have a blueprint. You're walking around the highway hoping not to get hit by a car and to make it home safe and sound. $5. $5, or if you want the physical, it's $10. Like, we will literally mail this anywhere in the world for you, right? Like, inside the States, I break even on it. If you're in like freaking Bangladesh and you order this book, it costs, I lose money on it because, it still costs you $10 to get the physical copy, but it probably cost me like 20, $25 to actually ship it to you, providing it arrives there. That's why it's like, took me 3 weeks to get it here in Mexico. I'm still publishing them, but you're publishing them wrong. That's what I'm saying. You're making mistakes you don't have to be making. So invest $5, like you invested $5 for your cover, and get the bloody ebook and start doing things right. Ollie, I'm not even going to talk about private label PLR books because otherwise we're never going to talk about keywords. Steve Martin, it is, if you scroll up, you'll find 2 links that I posted. It's www.theblueprintbooklet.com or ebook.theblueprintbooklet.com. You get the physical or the ebook version. So whatever you want. But all right, rant's over. Sorry, it's just so much. Kindle publishing is just one of those things. It's anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. My mom could do this. My dad could do it. And they're not very computer tech savvy people, right? But they could do it because it's such a simple formula that once you do it and you start, there's a learning curve like anything. It's not, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but for making money online, I really think it is one of the easiest things to do. But you have to have a great blueprint. So, all right, rant's over. Let's dive into keywords. So what I'm going to do is I am going to share my screen with you, and we are going to take a look at keywords. Lord, I like your rants. I know rants, because sometimes people just need to hear the truth. And I've never been one to sugarcoat things. And sometimes people just need a swift kick in the ass to get going, to open their eyes and be like, maybe there's a point there, right? Like, yeah. So anyways, all right. Now, how do I do this? So if I just type stuff in here, so if I go to Amazon here, hopefully this works. Yes. All right. Cool. So I don't need that screen there. All right. So how do I do this so I can still see the screen? Okay. Okay, I see how this works. Sorry, guys. I'm still new to the whole live streaming thing, so I'm figuring things out as we go along. It's all good. All right. Sugarcoating doesn't help. You're absolutely right. Okay. So let's dive into this. So I have some keywords here that some people were suggesting. So keywords in cleaning, caretaking, relocation niche. So declutter. So declutter is going to be the first keyword we're going to take a look at today. So we go to the Kindle store. Step 1, type in declutter. Let's take a look at if this is going to pan out. Okay. Hello from Halifax. It's great to meet another fellow Canadian. Okay. So step 1 is we're going to take a look at all of the first 6 books. That's always step 1. First 6 books, and see if the BSR is going to be under 100,000. Why under 100,000? What if it's 120,000? What if it's 4 out of the 6 books? Well, they're all situations, and remember, this is more of a When you're new, you stick to this like glue. But for more advanced publishers, you can there's a bit more leeway. So we'll talk about that as well. All right. So the first book right here, I actually own this book, 1700 in the paid store. That's an authority figure, though. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay, 20,000 in the paid store. So right now, nothing matters. Covers don't matter. Authority figures don't matter. Reviews don't matter. Nothing matters. Right now, we're only determining, is there enough search volume? Is there enough sales, rather? It's not search volume. Is there enough sales for this keyword to be profitable? So far, it's okay. So there's one. Let's see where this one lands. No, this will be good. 1,300. And 365. All right, so we got the 4 out of the top 6. So let's go back to the main page here. So 4 out of the top 6. Do you think this would be a good keyword for a publisher to get into or not? Let me know your thoughts right now in the comments here. All right, so I'm just taking a look at, okay, authority figures. Are there, like, what's the reviews like? Are there any other self-publishers in here? Okay. Did we take a look at this one? Was this one of the ones? No. All right. I think it's fine. So Robin says, I think it's fine, but it could be better. You're right. For new publisher, I definitely wouldn't do this. Maybe a more experienced one, you might try it. Maybe you might try a different keyword or like a different, let's see if declutter comes with anything else. Declutter your mind. I know, see, that's a book, right? This is S.J. Scott's book. So that'd be a horrible keyword to rank for. I personally probably wouldn't try my luck with this book. It's because you have too many authority figures here. You have one, this Cassandra. I know it's a sponsored ad. She's still an authority figure, though, right? Then you have this book. I'm almost positive she's also an authority figure. But then you have S.J. Scott. I'm not going to compete with anything that S.J. Scott is in and around. Jacob says niche down. Yeah, you definitely could. Let me just see what were the other keywords that this person said. Home organization. So that could be something else. So let's take a look at home organization. Okay. I'm going to close these tabs here. Okay, so okay, we already saw that one. So that's 6. Okay, so that's 6. So this one, the first one, 50,000. Where are you here? 20,000. Right, this one I think we saw, right? It's like 9,000, 10,000, 30,000. All right, so this keyword, I like it a lot better than the first one. The only issue is there's still authority figures on the first page. Right? There's still authority figures on the first page, like this person. This just might be an author, but not really an authority figure, quote unquote. Right? Cassandra, Dana White. Anyone who's going to have hundreds and hundreds of reviews, yeah, it's a good indication that they're an authority figure, and you're not really going to take away that spot, that real estate on Amazon. Let's see what Liam says. What would the niche of decluttering or other keywords be? If you look into would you look into the category? I'm going to go through the list that so-and-so sent me first. Minimalization or minimalism. But yeah, we could look at the categories. Do that with the next batch of books that come up. Okay. So this one, this one, this one. This one, ouch, again. So I'd probably say none of these I'd really want to do, just because there's, yeah, like 75 in the paid Kindle store. So what we can do is let's take a look at some of the categories that they're doing. Okay. And then what I do is just go straight down to like number 100s, 100. Just kind of take a look at some of these to get an idea. Are these even so 47? So oh, that's in books. So oh, you don't have a Kindle book. Meal planner. Oh, right, because this is a what you might call it. What do you call these books? No content books. Do it yourself. That could be something. So this is what I call the not so fun part of keyword research, right? So, and if we look, okay, so the top 100, what's this going to be, like 30,000 in the paid store? No. So 239. So you so this might have a bit more promise if you can kind of find, what did we originally, bestsellers in interior design, right? So I might take something like home cleaning, right? Let's see where that takes us. But see, we're running into the same ones. I just think it would be too hard for a new person to compete with these. Okay, let's see what else we have. So I find it hard. I find it. Um, oh, actually, I like Sanders' idea. Declutter while you're packing. That might be something. Let's just see where that takes us. Did not match anything. Yeah, and see, these are all titles of big name books. So they're not like people are searching for the actual book. And I'm just not a big fan of competing with like a book title that comes in here. It's just going to be too competitive because they're typing that in, not because of they're looking for a book around that topic. It's because they want that book. So you might rank for that same keyword, but they're never going to buy your book because they're looking for the actual book. Christian says, I find it somehow harder to find keywords for fiction. Any thoughts on that? Man, I'm not the fiction person at all, so I wouldn't be able to give you much thoughts on that. Check out some of Carla Marie's stuff on finding keywords for fiction. Yeah. So I'm just not experienced with fiction and finding particular keywords for that space. All right, let's take a look. So, artificial intelligence. Let's see if artificial intelligence would come up with something. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8,300, 12,000, 65,000, 17,000, 100,000, 90,000. All right. And like, as far as authority figures or anybody here that might kind of scare you off, there's a couple textbook type of things here, like these two, but those are both ads. I'm not sure who this is, but they're probably New York Times bestsellers, so they're probably a big deal. Like this doesn't look like this looks like a publisher, self-publisher. So does that. And it's a horrible cover, right? So I would do this. Like this is a cover that you or a keyword that you could kind of do a book in, test it out, see how it goes. I think you could definitely come up with better covers. Like these covers, none of them really jump out at you, right? And you see why? Like I'd probably mimic something like this in terms of a cover. So yeah, so this would be something. Yeah, all these covers are really not great at all. So this definitely could be something. Okay. So let me just take a look. Can you type in the name of the chat? Oh, of Carla? Carla Marie. I have done some, Christian. I've done a couple interviews with her on my channel, so you can go search for those and go check out her channel as well. Yeah, I'm just reading through your questions here, guys. Rental property investing. That's a good one. Let's take a look at this. For success, would it be better for a new publisher with 0 books to build a series brand of books right away? Find it harder to find a profitable niche to think of doing that. Think of doing a series of books on. So what I would do for a new publisher, I'd pick a niche, find a keyword that's profitable, and then publish 2 books on that keyword. Like that's step 1. Like I would just do that. And I would just really make sure that keyword's profitable and you're not competing with any big heavy hitters like we've been looking at. And then I would just publish, 2 or 3 books around that same keyword and create a bundle with those 2 books and then use that bundle and publish that bundle around another keyword that's similar to the one that you've been publishing on, so you can test out another keyword. And if that keyword takes off as well, then you order a 3rd book and you publish it on that book, on that keyword, if that makes sense there, Liam. Artificial intelligence has not been simplified enough. I would think AI for non-techies and how it affects your world would be good. Sandra, yeah, that's kind of a good idea, right? Kind of break it down for regular folks like me, right? Would make sense. Can you make a video on how you source freelancers for ghostwriting books? Yeah, just type in like how to find ghostwriters for Kindle publishing on YouTube. You'll find a couple of the videos I've done on that. And I actually filmed like a 40-minute video yesterday that walks you through step by step on how to like find keywords, how to get your books created, written from a writing company, how to get your cover designed, how to start doing some promotion. So I'm finishing editing that video and should be up next week. All right. Rental property investing. Let's take a look at this one. Okay. You might be wondering why I'm not using Kindle Spy. Oh, wow. Look at that. It decided to work. Maybe Wesley actually watched one of my videos and said, oh, maybe I should make Kindle Spy work for any page that people want to search a keyword on, because only having it work for the bestsellers list is fucking stupid, Wesley. Okay. So, wow, this is so much easier, isn't it? Okay. So first 6 books. Wouldn't do this keyword. Wouldn't do it. There's too many that are well over 100,000. Okay. Now, here's the caveat. Okay, here's the caveat, and this is something that separates the new and the more advanced publishers. You can look at a keyword like this, and new publishers going through the rule of, hey, first 6 books have to be under 100,000. But using KDP Rocket, you might type in this keyword, rental property investing, and find out that there's a lot of demand for this keyword, but the sales are not converting. And this is where understanding sales and marketing helps differentiate amateurs from the pros here. Because if KDP Rocket says, hey, there's a ton of monthly searches on Amazon for this keyword, but then Kindle Spy says there's no purchases being made because the BSRs are so high, then you look at the books and you say, what's happening? Why are people searching for this keyword and not making a purchase? And you start looking at the covers, at the descriptions, you start looking at the problems. And then you go in and you solve that problem, and you can really start racking it in on that particular niche that most people would be staying away from. But that's more of an advanced thing. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other keywords. I think somebody had intermittent fasting for women. Let's take a look at this one. All right. Okay. Intermittent fasting for women. So this is going to be book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4. Oh, wait. Kindle Spy works. All right. Well, this is only slightly extremely profitable, isn't it? But what's the problem with this keyword right now? What would you guys say in the comments? What would you say is wrong just looking at the data from Kindle Spy right now with intermittent fasting? Melissa, I'm doing that one next. Thank you for putting it again. Okay, there's one major issue with this. Oh, I don't like this delay. Amaka. Hey, Tony. Tony! Okay, I can't see it on the screen. Oh, I can't see it on the screen? Really? You guys can't see this? Oh, shoot. You know what? It's, you can't see my Kindle Spy. Let me see if I can do that. Sorry. Let me see if I can. How do I? Oops, that's me. Application windows. Oh, that's so weird. It's not bringing up my Kindle Spy for you guys. My bad. Okay. So, trick question. So what's the issue with this is, well, here, let's just go to the page. Okay. Now take a look at the reviews. First book, 1,200. Second book, 1,700. Third book, 435. Fourth book, 1,900. 63, 342. You're competing with too many power players for this particular keyword. You're never going to have your book in the top 5. And then that's going to kill your sales. Right? Because people down here are just getting, this is one of our publishers. Okay. People down here, they're making a little bit of money, but they're not going to, it's going to be really hard for them to break through. Now, let's see, 40 or over 40. Over 40. Maybe that does something. There's 3 books. That's probably not very good. Intermittent fasting, and the diet. So, okay. So let's take a look at these. Okay. I won't use Kindle Spy anymore because nobody can see it but me. So my bad on that. Yeah, Tony, I tried that, but Kindle Spy wasn't showing up because I guess it's running within the application window, but it still wasn't showing up. Okay, so here we have 47,000, 39,000. Okay, 530, 18,000. Holy crapperonis. 632. 651. What do you guys think? What was that 6 book? This one 5 easy. Okay, take a look at this, huh? Look at this, look at this cover. Who's Jen? I bet she's an actual chef. We'll take a look at her profile. Creator of the blog Keto in the City. Okay, so she has a blog, you know, typical story. Okay. But take a look at her cover compared to like the other self-publishers, right? Like that cover compared to this cover. Okay. That cover compared to this cover. That's intermittent fasting. Right? This cover compared to that cover. Nobody's doing cover research anymore. Right? This is why people get killed in this niche. This is where taking a look at the best-selling books, the bestsellers list. This is where you study your covers. Right? Look at this cover compared to your typical self-publisher's cover. Jessica Troy, your cover sucks. Horrible, horrible. Just look how much more appealing these covers are, and model the best people, right? Don't mimic and model other self-publishers if you're going to compete in a niche like this. Sandra, you're right. Covers make a big difference. They absolutely do. Right? So this is actually a thing I've been thinking of, intermittent fasting and the diet. Thinking of doing some books myself, for this particular keyword or different variations of it. Mainly because there's a lot of back end stuff, and I want to do a little bit more of the actual, people who buy diet books and stuff, they'll also buy like other products from you. And that's kind of where I want to move my publishing business and use it as a funnel into other products that people can purchase. And like the diet and the finance niche are some of the 2 easiest ones to sell other products via your books and your email lists. Okay, so let me go back to the chat here. See what's going on. All right, so Sandra says rental investing. What about books on how to buy your first home as a rental investment property? That could be a good one. Why don't I just I'll just see if we can check that. Most book covers and titles look advanced. What's your take on beginner's books for keywords? Well, I think what I just talked about kind of answers that, Sandra, hopefully. How to buy your first home. Look at this. How to buy your first home. I wonder if this is any good. So let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 74,000. 114. 44. 800. 276. 200. So not ideal. Not ideal. But maybe this would be something I'd just confirm it with KDP Rocket, because it could just be all the cover. Like that's a horrible cover. Can you even read that? Right. So this could be one of those niches where people used to publish books in it, but they just didn't because it doesn't look profitable, but because all the books are not that very appealing. So taking a look at KDP Rocket and saying, are people actually searching for this term, and how many times a month might make sense to try out a book in this niche? Because you come in, like, I'm sure you could all come up with better covers than these and do well. So that's something you would just have to experiment with. Tony says, I was thinking of doing a short book to upsell and funnel to my online course. Great idea. Jacob, a lot of books in the diet niche with bestseller tags are in unrelated categories. You don't do that because Amazon does catch up. Amazon does catch up eventually and will penalize you for that. So don't do it. It's just a short-term thing, like a short-term tactic. So definitely don't do it. Now, if you're diet niche, like as long as it's not like it has like you have a diet book and a woodworking uh bestsellers bad, like that's bad. But if it's a diet book and it's like, bestsellers in Weight Watchers or bestsellers in exercise or something like that, that's not the end of the world because they're still kind of linked in between, especially if you have something of content inside that book. So there is a line. Just don't want to cross it. Okay, let's take a look at some other keywords here. Okay. Okay, so somebody sent me some. Oh, is this the same Kim from Kim on here? It is. Hey, Kim, I'm just looking at your email right now. Didn't realize you were the same person we were emailing back and forth with. If you're still here. Cozy mystery. So I'll try. I have no idea. Like I've never really looked at fiction keywords. So I'm gonna have no idea what I'm gonna be looking for. I'm guessing the same rules apply. Right? So 106, 76. You gotta love fiction books, huh? 3,500, 6,000, 713, 141. Like cozy mystery is definitely a keyword that's profitable, but I got no, like, that's my extent. I wouldn't be able to tell you if it's good to go into based on competition, or like there's not a ton of reviews, except for this one, but so can AMS ads put your book on the first page? Yes, they can, and they can put your book on a first page for a lot of different keywords. Because you can target keywords you're not allowed to have in your book's metadata. You can target author names. You can target book titles. So AMS ads can do a lot more for your book than I think most people are realizing. Great. So Jacob, you say one of them was walking, bestsellers in walking, diet book, walking. It's tied in. They might have a chapter on walking. They might have a paragraph on walking. Technically, then that still works because diet, exercise, walking, it's all kind of interlinked. Many people are now buying small motorhomes, tiny houses, buses, vans for conversion because the housing market seems unreachable. Many people need to learn how to make more money. But yes, you're right. And Sandra, tiny homes, tiny houses, I know that was a keyword that I was looking at. And I know a couple people have published in there. Well, let's just check it out right now. Tiny houses. See if it's still good. Because I know last year, year and a half ago, it was kind of a thing. $132, $164. Excuse me, $142. 221. Yeah, so I wouldn't do that. It's just too many, well over 100,000. Okay. Yeah, I think those are all the keywords that were sent to me. Does anyone have any other keywords you want me to check really quick? Let's see if there's any other variations. I also check tiny homes. If tiny homes comes up with something a little better. Micro shelters. 282. Ollie, I see that. I'm going to do that. 700. Yeah, no. Maybe the tiny homes fad is dead. Let's do job interviews. Okay. All right. Seems to be popular for some reason in the free group. All right. Job interviews. First 6 books are up. Okay. 89,000. 19,000. 16,000. Job interviews looking good. Up 310,000. 53,000. 37,000. All right. So typically when I see a book 310,000 and all the other ones are what we just saw, I'll ignore that 310,000 because it could be a book that's a little newer. It could all of a sudden just have got a couple more sales, and so Amazon threw it onto the first page to see what was going to happen with it. And like we checked again tomorrow and it's gone. So I would ignore it because all the other books are ranked so well. Yeah, Ollie, I don't know what to tell you, man. Should we do some books on job interviews? The covers are not very good across the board. They're all bad. Like this is bad. The subtitles, the font is like you can't read it. The color scheme is so boring. These people just look boring. You look like you're from the 80s. Your cover looks like it was designed in the 80s, but look, 2012. That's why, right? No offense, Peggy. Different, but I don't know. Right? Like, like really, if people are making money with this, like that's a cover. Like clearly that was done on Microsoft Word. Okay, let's see. A couple more here, and then I need to go play some Metal Gear Solid. I mean, get back to work. So, Teeth-Whitening. This is interesting. I've never actually thought of this keyword before. I'm looking at Sanders' comment on butt reduction. Books showing photos of butts. I didn't see those. Okay, so teeth whitening. Interesting. Let's take a look. Okay. Okay, 84 or 800,000. 1 million. And yeah, so that sucks. All those, no. I wouldn't do those. So cool. Cool. All right. Here, how do I get me back here? All right, I'm back. All right. So a few more minutes to answer some questions. don't touch tiny home living at all. Um, honestly, Lauren, I can't remember what I said about it. Just go back and see what I said about it. Um, it was, I think the market's just kind of cooled down because remember, you don't like what happens on Amazon's affected off of Amazon first, right? So what's going on in the market, right? Like Fortnite, right? Why is Fortnite so popular on Amazon? It definitely wasn't popular 8 months ago on Amazon, right? Because off of Amazon, it started getting popular. So that eventually came onto Amazon. So what starts to get popular off Amazon first, right? That's why pay attention to current events, pay attention to trends, pay attention to dog training is profitable. You can do so many things with dog training and variations of dog training, Stephen. Don't even have to look into that. That niche, there's money in it. Just don't compete with Caesar. You got to stay away from that dude because you're not gonna compete. No one's buying your book when his book's right there as well, right? So just make sure you're competing for keywords that he's not really ranking that well for. That's the trick. So yeah, what happens off of Amazon first, and then it flows onto Amazon. So you pay attention to things that are exciting and things that are picking up steam off of Amazon. Get a couple books on Amazon. They might not start selling. It might, if you try to look, are they profitable? Nope, because nobody's searching for them yet. But then eventually that market starts going on to Amazon as well. And then that's how you can start doing well. KDP Select or Draft, don't ever just KDP Select. Unless you're making a couple grand, don't go off Amazon. Don't. Anybody tells you different doesn't know what they're talking about. New publishers should not do anything outside of Amazon right now because Amazon they're selling over 1.6 million books a day, ebooks a day. You would know that because it's in my book. So don't do anything. Don't do Draft to Digital, Publish Drive, any of those because you can't run promotions properly on Amazon. Amazon's where you want to be when you're learning how to publish. Once you understand the system, you understand how to market your books and promote your books, and you understand that aspect. Yeah, you can take your books off KDP Select if you want and publish them on other avenues for sure. An experiment, right? It's your business, but when you're starting, you just want to make it as easy as possible. That's my whole thing. When you're brand new, just make this thing as easy as possible, and you'll do well. Once I get 2 books on the keyword, you can build the keyword stack. Or how does that work? Confused a little. Like once I get 2 books on a keyword. So yeah, so look, your keyword stack, your keyword pyramid, you don't have to build it from day one. Right? Find profitable keywords in the niche that you want to start in. Publish a couple books in those. And then in your journal, just keep looking for additional keywords in bigger search terms. And so as you get better and your books become more of an authority and they start selling consistently, you can start trying, right? You can bundle your books and start publishing them in slightly more competitive keywords and just keep building your way up that way. Is it possible that people are afraid of professional book covers because they aren't confident about the author description? Picture a great cover, but little on the author. How do you balance that? You don't need an author description. A lot of books don't have author descriptions that are making money online. A lot of them. I'd say most of them. You don't need an author description. I don't even bother with those anymore. You don't. It's just people overthink it. They think it needs to be perfect. Like my first 4 books, I did author descriptions and a story about them and pictures, pictures and all of that. But they didn't sell. And then the books that have 0 author description, it's literally blank, sell. Because I got better at what actually mattered, selling books, not coming up with stories for nobody to read. Now, if you're building a brand, Sandra, if you're going to build a brand long-term, long series of books, like Ollie says, never had an author description. As soon as I heard he was making 10 grand a month without author descriptions, I stopped doing my author descriptions. It's like, what? Focus on the wrong thing here. And Sandra, if you're building a brand, I would have an author description because you're going to be with it long term. Finding a hot market is better than having a fancy pen name backstory. Yes, I agree. Do you make passive income from all your books, or do you actively manage, promote them to keep them ranking? That's a really good question. You know what? It's always going to be the 80-20 rule. 80% of my books probably don't make, or 20% of my books make 80% of my books income, right? So the $10,000 that I made last month only came from like 20% of my books, right? Maybe even less. I don't pay attention to the books that aren't selling. Sometimes I'll go in and see if I can tweak them, but it's just I stay focused on the books that are doing well. I'll mimic those books. I'll publish another book. I'll publish the exact same book, but with a different pen name, send the same outline to a different writer because it'll be different because everyone's writing style is different. And, I'll just compete with myself. So yeah, it's always going to be the 80-20 rule. So don't get fed up when a couple of your books aren't selling. Melissa, I forgot to do your thing, didn't I? I forgot to do that travel thing. Let me go back to it. Let me find it. Japan travel guide. All right, let's go back to Amazon, everybody. Boom. Hi, Amazon. Okay, where are you at? Okay, Japan travel guide. Oh, is that The Lonely Planet? Is it The Lonely Planet? Or is it Fake Lonely Planet? Because why does it only have 39 reviews? Is it? Could be. Maybe it is. Yeah, looks like it's The Lonely Planet. Jesus. Okay. Let's take a look. So yeah, that's really good. Is that another Lonely Planet? Okay, so here's the thing with this keyword, and let me just go back to me. You have to find a way not to compete with The Lonely Planet because you can't. Because they'll just crush you because it's The Lonely Planet. Ollie, that makes sense. So smart. Ollie says they don't have a ton of reviews because they come out with new books every year. Makes sense. So you'd have to find an angle, Melissa, to tackle that they're not tackling. So travel guide, Japan travel guide for young women, Japan travel guide for men, Japan travel guide for Americans, right? Japan travel guide for Germans, right? And like cater to those audiences. So you know what I would do? So here's how I would do it. I'd go on a Google research, I'd do my keyword research off Amazon and find out what demographic travels to Japan the most. Find their age, their sex, their countries of origins. I'd find that. Then I'd cater my book to them on Amazon. Boom. That's how you differentiate yourself from the Lonely Planet. Genius idea. Give me a thumbs up if you guys like that thinking. What number of search results do you typically look for? If you're brand new, keep it under 5,000. Keep it under 5,000. Ideally under 1,000 if you can find something that's profitable under 1,000. There's lots out there. Don't go for anything like 10,000. It'll be a little too challenging to get going, at least in my experience. Yeah. Japan travel guide for Black Canadians. I'd like a signed copy of that, please, Ollie. Vegan travel guide to Japan. Right? Totally. Like that's the outside thinking, right? This is the outside thinking that we're talking about. Right? That's how you have to like take a look at your market, think about who's going, what do they want, what could be different, right? You know how, like, totally love it, genius, right? Because this stuff, Lonely Planet ain't gonna do that. So they'll buy the Lonely Planet one, but guess what? They're gonna buy another one. When I went to Europe, I bought Rick Steves' Europe book, but I was also looking at everyone else's books as well, right? Got a couple different ones. Okay, what if they're us only? What if there's only 378 results? Is the search results doesn't determine if it's profitable? When I got into a niche, there was it was a little different though. There was like less than like 40 books, and none of them were profitable. But I drove a lot of traffic to it, so I had to make it profitable. But 370 results, as long as the books are profitable in there, it'll work. So it'll work. Okay, last couple questions here. Last couple of questions. Yeah, see, Japan travel guide for couples. Like there's so many, and like you target Japan travel guides, right? That's your main keyword, or whatever it was that we typed in. I can't remember. And then it's like, for couples. And then you do another book, Japan travel guides. That's your keyword. That's your title. For vegans, for Black Canadians, right? For people named Mark, for like whatever the case is, right? And you just keep doing books based around, and you change up your subtitle. That's how, thank you, Marco. That's how you, like, I just use the same keywords over and over again. Like once I find a good keyword, I just stick with it. And like just do a couple books with it. Make it work. Get as much money from that keyword as you possibly can. It's just makes sense, right? Makes sense. So I really like the outside of the box thinking. Like that's conversations. I love talking. Like that's what we're going to be talking about in Cancun. All these crazy ideas, like how to take something outside of the box and make it work. And because that's what it all is, right? It's not black and white. Keyword research is not black and white anymore. It used to be black and white, right? Back in the like early KMM days, it used to be black and white. BSR is under 100,000. Throw up a book, you'll make money. 100% guaranteed, pretty much. But it's shifted so much. It's not black and white anymore. So you can, yeah. So Kim asks, does your blueprint work equally for fiction as it does obviously for nonfiction? The concepts are the same. You're going to learn the basics. If you need to get going before, like the concepts are the same, but there are some differences. The course is like, it's nonfiction biased, but you're going to learn how to do keyword research. You would just have to apply it to fiction. But we do have like Kevin. I don't think Kevin does nonfiction. I think he only publishes fiction. And so yeah, and he's one of our most active members in our group. Actually, it's surprised I don't see him. It might be a little too early or late for him right now, but he's usually always on the live streams. What's up, Kevin? So we do have some sole fiction publishers inside the course, but there will be some differences, and of course, so it's your call. I just want you to 100%, just so you know before you jump in, right? Love from India. Thank you. Sandra, I'm glad you like my 10X shirt. I think I own like 5 or 6 Grant shirts now. Just loving them. Love the feel of them. The printing's a little cheap. You can kind of see. Actually, they're sending me another one of this because the back, it's like, I don't know if you can see it, but can you kind of see the black on the other side of the yellow? Like it's just not the highest quality. Like the shirt's high quality, but the printing, I felt like they could have done a slightly better job, especially for like $35. but I still bought them. So who cares as long as people are buying it, right? I guess that's the mentality. But all right, everybody. Hey, this was really fun. I would love to get a live stream a week with everyone. Yes, I did, Stephen. Not from Grant personally, but from grantcardone.com. I'd love to do a live stream every week. It's just coming up with topics and things to talk about. But I honestly think if I just turn on the camera and start talking with you, we'd probably find things to talk about. Yeah. So anyways, I'm going to work towards that. No guarantees if that's going to happen between now and the Cancun Mastermind. Maybe we'll have a live stream during the mastermind. I'm going to talk to the guys, see if we can get that organized. That might be epic. Do it every week. Thanks again. No worries. But hey, guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Really appreciate this. How do I get you to be my mentor? You can PM me and we can talk. Yeah, I appreciate every single one of you. And, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to do what I love. And that's helping you guys get your, increase your income through Kindle publishing primarily and providing the content, online for all of you. So I really, really thank you for watching me and subscribing and all of that fun. Like, I'm not a big YouTube person, so whatever all the famous YouTube people say to get you to do stuff, please just do it on my channel. There you go. Yes, Iona, you will be able to watch this again on my YouTube channel. Probably in about 20 minutes, it'll have processed and it'll be up on the channel, and I'll come up with a thumbnail for it. But it'll also be in the playlist for live streams. So till next time, everybody, we'll speak to you all soon. Take care.